everyone, it's Jean from Jean's Gems. Just visiting with you tonight with a little project. I have been working on these for a couple of days and they're really fun and I wanted to share them with you. I've been having a lot of technical difficulties with my camera setup, so I apologize for the delay in getting my video out. But what I wanted to show you today, I had put these corset images in my coffee shop. I designed them and put them in about a week ago. And there are some on the free side and there are some on the that cost a couple dollars, and they are done in different styles, kind of a shabby chic or a Victorian or romantic, may have some steampunk themes in there, but there's some realistic ones and there's some that are more hand-drawn. The hand-drawn ones are really nice because you can add the different, you can add more colors with watercolors or with colored pencils or marker. You can put rub-ons on here to make it look floral. So you can do a couple different things with the ones that are more of the hand-drawn style that I think would be really fun. So what I'm going to show you today is, this is a little clip for inside your journal. And what's fun about this is, who doesn't like to open up their journal and find this beautiful surprise and kind of like a center or focal piece that looks good in your journal. Now I like that romantic vintage tea stained and floral and roses and all that type of design. I go a little bit shabby, sometimes I go a little bit more in the 20s, so it just depends on what I'm working on at the time. But I wanted to show you these because, and this project, because I think it's really quite fun. I'm going to use this one right here because this is a different shape than the other ones, and I'm going to use some black and some pink, and we'll see how that comes out. I may add some other colors as we go. But the first thing that you want to do, if you are inclined, is to go around the edges with your brown ink or black ink, whichever you decide to use. And that's just nice because if you leave any white edges when you cut this out, that will cover them up and draw the image all in so that it looks like one. So then after I do that, I'm going to turn this over and I'm going to use some of my beacon glue, and I'm just going to run some glue right down at the bottom here. And then I'm going to start adding the different colors that I want to add to this. Now I was thinking about doing something also on the red line, but I'm not sure exactly how that's going to look with this other side being kind of a pink. So we'll see how we go with this. So basically you just start gluing on your different pieces. Now I will let you know that whatever you glue first is what's going to show first when you turn your corset over. So let me go ahead and finish this. And I'm actually going to put one in the middle as well. And I'm going to let that one hang down a little bit longer. So as you can see, you can make it go any way you want. And it's fun if you have different ribbons and laces and different colors that you can use. And actually, I do have, I'm just going to see here if I had any red fabric that was long enough. Let me try this. Here's a strip that has like more of the pinks and other colors in it. So we will add this, and then that will allow us to then experiment with some other colors like blue and green, and not just the black and pink. So I'm going to put this on as well. I'm not sure how long my glue is going to stay tacky, but we'll try to put that on there. Trim this off because I don't want it going over the edge. You can always trim these later then. I think I'm going to need a little bit more glue here. But I love this project because you can use up different scraps of material you have, or different little pieces of lace that you might have laying around. You can add all kinds of things to it to make it interesting. So now that we have a darker pink on here, I think I'm going to use some of this. I was calling it eyelet trim, but it's not eyelet trim, it's eyelash trim. And if I can get this off, this has been in the crafting community for years, but you can get larger packages of it now. I really love this for making tassels. And so what we're doing here is kind of along the line of making a tassel, but we're not going to you know, tie it at the top. This is just kind of the skirt that's going to go with the dress or the corset. So I'm going to add just 3 of those for right now. And then we have that black, which is really black standing out there. And I want to use something lighter. Here's some pink satin ribbon we can put on there. And the idea is to kind of make it so that it, you know, you can kind of see the different layers. You won't be able to see all of them, but you'll be able to see several of the designs once you finish putting it together. I want to see if I had any more pink. Here's some sort of pink. This is not really pink, but it's kind of peach, and I think that will be okay. And let me see what else I may have, darling. I'm just going to take out this piece of sheer. Okay, for this one, rather than cutting it in half, I'm just going to snip the ends. And it's nice if you keep these little snippets, because then you can make some trim with them later. So this is just some peach colored seam binding. And I'm going to put this up a little bit higher so that I can keep the length of it, and just put it like right here in the middle. Now once this all dries and you flatten it down and everything is where you want it to be, what we will do is we can come back then and put some book paper on the back to kind of cover that up so it doesn't look so messy. This is another kind of like shaggy trim of some sort. I think I definitely got it too long. And these are these little trims are fun because when you mix them in with the fabric and the seam binding and the other elements, you get kind of a nice mix of textures. So I think that's important when you're doing a project like this. You don't have to use all the same, like you don't have to use all torn fabric, you don't have to use all seam binding or rickrack. You can use all kinds of options for this. So I'm going to, well, what in the world did I do? Okay, I cut that way too long. So I had some of this here on the back, and then we'll turn it over and see what it looks like so we can see what else it might need. So I'm going to put this one on here. Stay there, little guy. And snip it. And then I'm going to put this one on here. Snip it too, and we might as well put another one on. The more you have, the fuller the skirt will look. And I'll turn this around in just a second as soon as these all get kind of glued down, and we can see what else we might need. So I'm going to lift this up, and then as you can see on the other side, here we get all these beautiful colors. So we have some reds and some green and black, pink, peach, some white. So you can put, I think this needs to be trimmed a tiny bit. And then we can, you can also add some lace or something in there and make it even more full. But I think it looks pretty good like that. I'm gonna see what I have to kind of draw in with the black a little bit. some real thin black here, and before I do that though, I want to find something to go across the top. So let me trim this down in the back. And actually what I may do, I don't know if this gold will go. Let's look. It wouldn't look too bad, but not exactly what I was looking for. Okay. So let me see what I have here that I can use. Let me find just my little boxes of doodads over here. I don't think I have that many black buttons right now at my disposal, or even dark pink. So I'm going to go with that kind of looks interesting. And if I can find them, let me stand up. If I can find them, I will go with that gold, but I wanted to use some gold roses that I have. Where are they? Over here. Okay. So I'm going to take these and I'm going to put them right around this part. I think the gold kind of brightens it up a little bit. But before I glue those on, I don't know if I have, I do have, I think that's going to be too bright. Okay, we are going to use this, even though it's not exactly what we want, but because we're going to use the gold roses, I think it's going to look really cute. If I could learn to glue things on the right side, that would be helpful. So we're going to put this right here. This one's going to be a much more elegant one. So I've made a couple of these, and as soon as I'm finished this one, I'll show you what the other ones look like. But I think what's good is that this little piece here is going to take away from that stark black that we put here in the front, and then we're going to add the roses along the top, and that's going to draw your eye even more upward. So we will put them here. I just love these little flat back things. I don't buy from that company that I used to buy from all the time anymore, but if I would buy from them again, one of the things that I would definitely get would be their flat backs, because they're really nice. They're really of good quality. So, and I enjoy using them in my projects. And I think I have these little gold bows that would look really adorable here. I'm trying to think of what I might have. For the center. And let me put these on. But what I wanted to show with you, share with you with this particular project is that you can dress up your corset pretty much any way you like. So you can add these ribbons to the sleeves. You can add glitter glue to them. You could add different buttons or gems or other things to them that make them look fancy. And it just really, you know, your creativity is limitless with something like this, because you have all different places to actually, I like that. Let's just see if it's plastic, if I can cut the shank off the back. And then you can fix these any way you want, and then all you have to do is cover the back so that it looks nice and neat. And then, as I mentioned, we will stick them in our journals, and we will have this really beautiful focal piece coming out when someone opens it. You know, you can put it a couple pages in or make a special page for it, something like that. And then you've got this beautiful corset with its skirt design. So I have made a couple of them, and I'm just going to show you on the naked journal that I have. So if we wanted to make this part of the cover, we could, and we could just cut it according to whatever, or, you know, the nice thing is it's fabric, so it's not going to get bent up terribly, but we can just clip it in. I'm going to use this type of clip because it's still drying. You can just clip it right on there, and then you have this beautiful focal point for the front of your journal. Or you can make them in addition to out of fabric, you can make them out of paper. So you've seen this little journal that that is not finished. I used the same paper and made this little corset, and it can be used as a tag or what have you. I'm going to just put it in the back there, and then fold this closed. But I think it's a really fun project because you can come up with all different kinds of materials to use for the bottom. You can do it in paper, you can do it in book paper, you can do it in all kinds of ribbons and trims that you might have, and then you can embellish it however you like additionally on the top. So this is the one that we made together. And then this is another one that I have made that's in more of a blue theme. Now this one is one of the hand-drawn corsets, but I used some blue seam binding and some purple and some cream and lots of different colors. And then these daisies are vintage daisies, so that looks really pretty. This one that I have here was the very first one that I made, and it's a little bit fancy. It has the ribbon roses, and then I used all kinds of torn fabric and lace and even some gold chain, as you can see. And then another one that I made today that I am just absolutely in love with, that might be one of my favorites, is this one that has some green and pink on it. So this one is kind of special because these buttons, I designed those myself. They're just regular buttons with holes in them, and I cut some fabric or some scrapbook paper to set down inside them, and then put a little bit of silver glue on them, and you can see how pretty they came out, kind of making your own style of button. So this one is one of my favorites, and I think they'll just look really beautiful inside any journal, or just as a gift for someone. You want to cover the back, so eventually I will do that. Cover the backs with something, but I think they're just so cute. And if you're savvy and you know how to make the little hangers out of paper clips, you could certainly make yourself a little hanger for each one of those. I don't think I have large enough paper clips for them, but I thought they were so cute and just so fun to work with the corsets. So I hope you enjoyed that too. The other thing that I wanted to show you real quick, sorry, I have a lot of ribbon and stuff on my desk, is how I am making my tassels. Now, I watched Kim Newberg use some of her tassels, and I thought it was really neat how she saved like the caps to her glue and other caps that she might have, and she uses that as the top of her tassel. So I was trying to think of some different things that I could use, and what I have come up with so far are wooden spools, some thimbles. I have a ton of these metal thimbles, so I may use those. I haven't decided yet because they're vintage. And then the other thing that I used were some felt balls that I had purchased a while back. So this is a large felt ball. You have to poke a hole in it, because if you don't, it won't, the wire doesn't go through. So what I had one here that I I've got my desk piled up with ribbon now. I can't find it. But what, oh, here it is. So what you basically have to do with the felt ball, now this is one that I put beads on. So you can bead on these, you can embroider on them, whatever you want. But I just put my dowel through here and it'll make a hole. And then I can just run the wire through that. So that's what I did with this one. And I made my tassel. I added on some jewelry pieces, which I think are really pretty, and they go well with the blue and this is kind of a gray. And just a couple little things for fun to add to them. And this one has some fabric, it has the eyelash trim, it has this beautiful periwinkle grosgrain. So you just design this however you want, different lengths, and then you string the beads on the top, and it can be as tall as you want. But I thought they were just so pretty. But one of the things I do with mine is whenever I tie them off here, I put wire through, so you have the two sides, you have the two pieces of the tassel that's going like this. So when I take my wire and I put it through here, and then I take ribbon and I tie it around the middle. So that's why you see this little bow here and then the rose, because I want this to have a front side and a back side. So with this design, you know which side needs to go first. So if you want to put this on the front, on the side, whatever of your journal, you could do it however you want. I just like it with this extra stuff right here on the front. Now this one I did first, and it's not quite as full as the purple one, but this one I did with the wooden spool and some velvet ribbon, and these kind of remind me of nunchucks or something. But anyway, this is my pink one and green one that I made first, and I think they're both neat ways to make a topper on top of your tassel. So that's what I've been doing, playing with ribbon and fabric, and this is a great mixed media project because you're using paper and different textiles and buttons. So I hope you found this fun. You can hop on my coffee shop and pick up your very own copies of these corsets and use them in your art. And I hope you enjoy that, and I hope that you all will share my videos, subscribe. If you come across my channel and find my information interesting, I would be delighted. Going to be filling up my coffee shop with different little trims and things that I have certainly an abundance of to share with you all. So be looking for those over the next week. Here's some beautiful light blue grosgrain. So between doing a video here and there, and then also sharing with you guys some of my things in the coffee shop, I've been staying busy, and I hope that I see you all again soon, and you can come back and play with me some more. So have a great night. As always, stay safe. Love you all. Bye for now.